This is a 1948 Ford F1, and we're going to take her for a spin. She's on the old push button start system still. This is an original flathead V8, 3-speed on the floor. One of the better driving old trucks I've had. See how straight the steering wheel is. There's always a touch of wander in the steering wheel, but the truck drives nice and straight. This truck came from the home of an elderly gentleman who had a classic car collection he recently liquidated. This was the last one of his collection. He held on to this one till last because he enjoyed driving it so much. In fact, I almost showed up late to pick it up, and he was about to pull out of the driveway to head to the burger joint down the road in it. He was driving it pretty regularly. Brake stop really good. The emergency brake does work. Let you get it here for the listen to the engine real quick, and then I'll shut it off and show you around the truck. Really great, really great driving truck. Now, actually, I don't know for sure if it was totally rewired for 12 volts or not. It does have a 12 volt battery in it, but he confessed that it's still a 6-volt generator. So it either needs, if you wanted it to be correct, you'd need to either put, I'd put an 8-volt battery in it and you could be done with the thing, or you could change out the 12 to a 12-volt generator. Right now, I mean, it's running and driving great. Every once in a while, I'll put it on the trickle charge just to make sure the battery's charged up. So I don't know when the engine was last built or restored, but I just know that every time we've cranked it up, it's running really good. And I think it looks really cool and kind of vintage under the hood. So really clean and very mechanically reliable. Under the hood too as well, before I shut it, just nice and rust free here. And the truck, I believe, was originally red and was painted green at some point, probably many years ago. I love this body style. This truck has a pretty straight body. The front fenders and hood and cab are definitely straight. You can tell it was a work truck. The rear fenders and the bed have got some wear and tear on them. Doors are straight, top of the cab is straight. I'm gonna get in on it. It's got a few imperfections, a little bit of Bondo in it here and there. I would not call this truck a Bondo bucket, but it's had a few spots of Bondo. They all have Bondo in them, but this is not a Bondo bucket, but a few spots. There's a crack there. I suspect that years ago someone may have had maybe a small front end accident in it, or didn't have a bumper on it and hit something, because the whole front behind the bumper is actually had looked like it has been repaired, and that's really where the Bondo is in this truck. Somebody repaired the front valance underneath. The actual front bumper itself appears to be pretty much undamaged. It's an old bumper, but just that lower part of that front valance, I don't know if it was an accident. I don't see any major signs of an accident under the truck or anything. I don't see frame damage or anything like that, but just, you know, it's old steel and it bends, you know, if it hits something. So that's what I would suspect, or maybe there was some rust in there and somebody cleaned it out and put a little Bondo in it years ago. It looks like it was a long time ago. There's a bubble here, and I'll show you underneath the truck, underneath these step sides, there's diamond plate right here. Both of the step sides have rust in them all the way down them. But one of the things that I really marveled at in this truck was the bottoms of the doors are just rust free. The cab corners are rust free, and I'll show you when I climb underneath there in a minute. So floor pans look original, bottoms of the doors, hinge pockets, cab corners, all rust free. Inner fender wells. We've got just, of course, surface rust that you would expect from having a vehicle in the South. Actually, I do believe this vehicle spent some time up in Indiana as well. Like I said, I'll go up underneath the truck in a minute. Let's just keep on going around here. So I think Grandpa backed into something here. We've got a dent that needs to be, maybe a paintless dent removal guy could pop that out, or if you could do some body work and repaint it. The paint is consistent from bumper to bumper, so I didn't want to mess with that dent because maybe somebody has the skills to pop that out without messing up the paint. A few dents back here in the back of the bed. Sides of the bed look normal for a work truck. The rest of the fenders look great. Again, on this side as well, bottoms of the doors are rust free, as well as the cab corners. They're original and rust free. They don't appear that they've been replaced from the inside. And I think we've gone all the way around the truck. Those are the imperfections I see on the body. Since I mentioned the undercarriage, we'll go ahead and just get under there now. There's your rust on the step-ups. And then here's the rest of your floor pans. Frame rails are all in excellent condition. Those are the original floor pans. Of course, you know, this is like kind of like when you find a barn find. This kind of superficial surface rust, but there's no holes. There is a hole in the exhaust over there. It's got a cherry bomb with a hole in it, and that's why the engine sounds loud. I'm gonna try really hard to see. Okay, that right there, that's the cab corner. That's the original inner cab corner. I mean, holy smokes, that is so clean. Okay, there's a little spot of rust there at the bottom. I didn't see that when I first looked at it. So, but I mean, even that, to be that clean on the inside is unbelievable. Just that one spot there, and to have not been replaced. I mean, the cab of this truck is in really, really excellent shape. Inner fender here as well, all original. It does have some sort of a, I'll show you real quick under here, all the frame underneath is rust free. Somebody built some bumper, you know, back in the day, these old guys grabbed their welders and built bumpers for what they needed them for. So it's got a tow hitch and kind of somebody made a homemade aftermarket style bumper there. I think I showed you this inner fender well already, but I'll just let the camera adjust and do it one more time just in case. Like I said, clean, rust free. And then same as the other side, the step up on this one is also rusted. Some rust there in the front, which would be the back of the front fender there, and then some rust in the step-ups. The nice thing is just getting in a catalog, if you want to, you could fix the, do a little bit of body work on the bottom of those fenders and fix and put brand new step-ups, and man, you'd have a really sharp truck. So look there, that's the original metal going up into the floor pans. Oh, so beautiful. There's your rust hole in there, cherry bomb there. And then even in here, just clean. A couple of little spots. There's a little tiny spot of Swiss cheese right there. Other than that, looks really clean. And then that air vent there has some rust in it, which is really unusual. Now that I'm actually taking a closer look, I haven't seen one of those before. Interesting. It's got like an air dam in it. I guess to bring cold air into the, kind of like a part of the having AC. There you go. There's some Bondo there that I was speaking of earlier. Then you've got surface rust in here. Nice clean inner fender wells overall. Little spots of rust there. The interior of this truck, I don't want to go too much longer on the video, so I don't want to rush it, but at the same time, nice clean rust-free bottoms of the doors. Hinges are all clean. Windows roll up and down nice and really easily. All the glass is in good condition. Windshield in great shape. Just one little crack down here but I wouldn't even replace that. And then the rear window is actually brand new, as well as the weather stripping, and that is etched. The lady who was the wife of the gentleman who owned this truck actually etches glass and steel, and she etched that at home. And it literally looks professionally done. Headliner. Got a bit of dust. The kick panels have speakers in them. Somebody had at some point had a stereo in the center console, and the gentleman put this plastic back in. If it was me, I'd probably take the glove box and put a CD player in there, and you've already got speakers, so you're ready to go. Nice unmolested dash, clean, consistent paint inside. Brand new seat cover, including behind the seat. Just really pretty. There's the old tool tray in the back. That's really cool. And just nice and clean too under here. The carpet's down, so I'm not going to try to pull it up to show, but we could see from underneath that it's rust free. So the only gauge that actually works is the temp gauge. Of course, right now the key is not on, so it's up. If you turn the key on, you'll see it drop back down. And that's probably accurate. If I cranked it up, it'd go down a little more because the water pump. It's got 91,082 miles on the odometer. The speedometer is not hooked up right now. Fuel gauge needs a new sending unit. Oil pump needs a new sending unit as well. So if you want, but the nice thing is fixing the gauges in these trucks is really easy. I never checked, but I'm not sure if he's got the yep, windshield wiper works. Cool. I never checked that. So that's a real life. That's why I do these videos. So, well, I don't want to go any longer. Great truck. I think somebody's gonna have a get a real good collector here. Love that vent in the front too. Just, it's hot Georgia day. My daughter said turn the air conditioning on, so we popped that open. Overall, great truck. This, I mean, as is, the consistency from bumper to bumper on the paint looks great, and this would make a great farm truck. It's got a few or shop truck, got a few little imperfections, but the interior looks fantastic. Mechanically, it's awesome. So if you're looking for something with a great interior and the mechanics all great, then this is the truck. And then tinker with the body work, you know, and bring it up to the next level if you want.